Hey guys, welcome to Starting Out Solitary. I'm your Thursday host, Michelle, and this week's topic is different systems of magic and what we practice. Now, when it comes to different systems of magic, I first want to say that I do find that it could be quite limiting to just pick one and follow one system of magic. While that actually may resonate for some people, just picking one and one only, I find it very limiting for myself. And I also want to point out that a lot of people get magical practice confused with spiritual practice. And while they're both, they're both intertwined, obviously, your magical practice can be different from your spiritual practice. Like, they don't have to match or they don't have to be the same. But a lot of people seem to get that confused. I've noticed that, when you talk about practicing a certain system of magic, like maybe spiritually you're Wiccan, but you also, practice hoodoo with your Wiccan spirituality. You know what I'm saying? So some people tend to get that confused, and I just wanted to clear that up because I do think while they're both intertwined and you use them, together a lot, they're also different. So anyways, the different examples of magical systems would include Wiccan, traditional, ceremonial, comedic, chaos magic, hedgecraft, hoodoo, voodoo, Santeria, high magic, low magic, and strega, etc., etc., etc. Now, for me, I'm sorry if I'm looking down, I am pulling up my books, the latest things I've been studying, and for me, I like to pull from, like I've said before, I'm eclectic. I pull from all different, types of magical systems, spiritual practices. My spirituality and my spiritual practice is quite unique, I believe, to myself, and I haven't quite found anyone else out there yet that has the same spiritual beliefs and practice, like exactly, which, obviously that's, going to be like that for a lot of people. But anyways, when it comes to magical practice, I like to learn as much as I can and study up on various different systems of magic, and then whatever resonates with me from that system, use it. Now, there are certain systems of magic that are very, very, very heavily based on the spiritual part of the practice. For instance, hoodoo is very Christian. They use the Bible a lot. And some people think that it's, not right, or you can't do that. You can't use, you can't pull this, this, and that from hoodoo and use it in your practice because you don't, you're not following the same spiritual practice as a hoodoo practitioner. Well, I'm not a hoodoo practitioner. I just pull the things that resonate with me, or use what I've learned by studying hoodoo, and which gives me ideas and sparks, different things in me to want to do X, Y, and Z in my practice. So I've studied hoodoo, chaos magic. I'm almost done with this one book. It is called Ceremonial Magic, The Power of Evocation. Really great book. It is very, 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 very structured and a very, very precise and exact system of magic that you have to follow. It's not this is not something I could pull from. It might give me ideas for my practice, or it might give me ideas to do other things. But what I've learned as far as reading about and learning about ceremonial magic is that you follow it to the T. It's very, very precise, very, very exact. If you don't, you can do a lot of damage and screw a lot of things up. So, while very, very interesting and really cool, I don't practice ceremonial magic. I would one day maybe like to. It seems very interesting. Before I started on this book, I finished The Candle on the Crossroads, which is a book on root work and hoodoo and that sort of thing. I really liked that book. It resonated a lot with me. A lot of the things he discussed in the book jived with me because it reminded me of a lot of the things, a lot of little things my mom would tell me about her side of the family and things that they were into and liked, and just things from her childhood she'd share with me that made me start thinking about, like, okay, what were they really into? And I've directly asked her, like, what were they into? Were they, you know, witches? Were they magical people? Did they, you know, have certain things that they did? And she's like, I really don't know. I just know that they did some weird stuff and had some weird, you know, practices and things that they did, but she doesn't know for sure. So, because the things I've learned about in hoodoo match up a lot with what I've learned about that side of the family, it's a very interesting system of magic for me. Although I don't, you know, I don't follow the Bible, I don't incorporate the Bible or Christianity into my magical practice or my spiritual practice, I still find that a lot of the stuff, a lot of the spells and things in hoodoo are very effective, and, you know, I can incorporate them into my practice pretty easily. Something I read before that was Traditional Witchcraft for I can't even talk today, guys. Traditional Witchcraft for Urban Living. That was an interesting book. That was a totally different system of magic that they discussed in that book, and it gave me a lot of good ideas for my practice. Of course, a lot of the things they talked about in the book were things I've already done or things that I've already tried or I already use in my practice. And so I guess my point to, you know, sharing all this is I don't limit myself to one particular practice. Before that I read, where is it? Liber Null and the Psychonaut by Peter Carroll. Very, very good book on chaos magic. I had to read it twice because some of the stuff was a little off the wall, and some of it was kind of hard to understand at first, but after the second time around it clicked and I totally get it. And while I totally get it, I totally don't. It's hard to explain, but that's something I'm very interested in. Chaos magic has always been something that I've enjoyed reading about, learning about, and incorporating into my practice. I do also a lot of sigil work and sigil magic along with basic candle magic, and I would say my magical practice mainly consists of sigil magic, candle magic, of course, herbal, crystal, and that kind of magic. I guess you would call it low magic. But yeah, I pick and pull from many, many different systems, and I like to learn about other different systems. Even if they don't resonate with me, they may spark an idea within me for a spell or for something else. That, I mean, just the sheer idea of going out there and educating yourself on all these different systems will show you the differences, the similarities, give you tons and tons of ideas and resources to better and further your magical practice. And so that's what I try and do. Even if it's something I don't think I would be really interested in, I try and find literature that is, you know, well rated in the topic. Even, like I said, even if I'm not real interested in it, I still want to learn about it and still want to know the basics of it. That way I can I can compare different systems, or, like I said, get ideas and things like that. So that's my thing on different systems of magic and what I practice. Like I said, do your own thing. That's why I call myself an eclectic witch. I use and pull from everywhere, and I like mold it and shape it to fit me and my practice, and, you know, have it intertwined with my spirituality as well. So anyways, I hope you guys found this helpful, and have a great week. Blessed be.